Hillary Clinton
Ito no?
kumusta ang buti?
Sige.
Lekara kayo na yun. And around about 1655, right? The Dutch colonized. Then by 1795, the English arrived. Yeah, the Britishers. They arrived. And after their arrival, they took over. And they spent here for about a few years. And then in 1805, 1806, they gave the country back to the Dutch. But after that, they reclaimed. So by 1830, now the Dutch were all Huguenots. They were like farmers and that kind of thing. And they all worked for the Dutch East India Company. Right? And they were not very militant. So the British were very militant. So the British took over, took control of the castle, and took control of the city, Cape Town. Then, in 1834, the English decided to free all the slaves, which the Dutch brought here. The Dutch brought here a lot of slaves from the east. Slave. You know what a slave is, sir? A slave. Some human slaves. Right? And the English freed them in 1834. Then what happened was the Dutch moved out of the city. They moved up north. It's also known as the Great Trek. Which means the Great Trek, it means they use their ox wagons and that to go and explore the country. And then they moved up north. And then as they moved up north, they encountered war against the black people, like the Zulus, right? So, but because of their weaponry, they stayed. And then the Anglo-Boer War erupted. It's been that was between the Boers or the Dutch and the English. So the English basically controlled Cape Town and most of the ports. That's why you'll find that most of the ports names in South Africa is English names, like Port Elizabeth, East London, Durban. These are all ports, major ports, you know, for the ships. So in those years, everything was transported by ship. There were no aeroplanes at that time. So the English controlled most of the ports. So the Dutch or the Huguenots, whatever they discovered, and they had to sell it, they had to bring it to the ports. That's how the English got it. Right? So strategically, the English was very clever. We're not going to fight you inside. You leave the fighting. You take the whole of the inside country. You do all the mining, you do everything when you want to see. How you can have a lot of gold and you can't sell it? So they had to bring it to the ports. And that's where the English took control. So strategically, that's where the English bought most of the gold. But most of the time they just took it. And that's how then the Anglo-Boer War erupted. And the English said, listen, we're not going to fight you. You take control of the center of the country, and we will control of all the ports and that. And Basically, the English ruled here until about 1958.
After 10 years of Indian.
Huh?
After 10 years of Indian.
Yeah.
Kirayan nun yung water tayo.
Huh?
Kirayan nun yung water.
Yeah. Actually, where we driving now, this whole area where we driving now, in the early years, so this is what is also known as the CBD area, Central Business District. Zalim Road, bah.
Wala tayo bari. Baklat niya tayo bari.
Okay, on the right hand side is a beautiful building here. It's called Media 24. To all the broadcasting. It's the main broadcasting building, like your radio stations, your TV stations, and that. Also on this side, as we take the turn, right hand side, this is the Cape Town Convention Center. Hier nog aan die overlandstraat.
Man kaya outfit.
Wat?
Man kaya outfit.
Wat over je? Hebben we wat zoeken?
Right, the problem lang. So, wala pa lang.
We are in the city. We are in. Oh, I think that we are in the city.
Diyan ka platform ni.
We are in the city. The diamonds and gold. Oh, okay.
Kung pa lang sa natin dan.
Stop the city. Okay. Go.
Ano na?
Dus ik trok er aan wat in aan.
Nee. Isang pwede ka. Klaar.
Okay, so this building here on the left hand side is a very important building. That's the tax office.
Revenue.
Huh? The revenue. So tax.
Ayaw ka na daw.
At may gali ko may mga nakalas na tao. That's all. Into labor. Parang sinigyaw ka na yun na. Restaurants na
What did you do?
Stop where you're not supposed to stop.
What did you do? You jumped the robot. Or you turn right where you're not supposed to. Teka na si Keista. Teka na si Keista.
This is true. Nakabit, start. Park.
Tulad ka.
known as District 6. District 6. Now this district was a mixed district where you find the colored, black people staying. And the government of that time decided that it will call it a whites only area. And they evacuated more than 60,000 people from their homes. And I myself grew up in that district, and we were forced. It was called forced removal. Now right around Cape Town, there was 42 sites like that, where people were forced to move out of their homes.